Number 6. Imagine yourself. It's Dallas, 1972.
I'm not going to get this one.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Before the
Disco
ATP was a
sideburns.
thing. Yeah. Before tie breaks were standard. The Rocket versus the Muscles.
Oh, it was Laver Rosewall. WTC Finals or something like that.
You remember that one?
Oh, I'm not going to get this. 3 words in.
And I was born 10 years later.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had Rosewall on DraftKings. That made the list.
Really?
Number 6.
Really?
Over 21 million
should we
Americans
have
watched
a-
this match on CBS. It made tennis mainstream in the U.S.
Man, I'll tell you, like, there is nothing better than having had the opportunity to hang out with that old Australian generation. Oh my goodness. Like, you want to hang out with them. They're the kindest people ever, but also you feel like they were just ripping beers at night, like, you know, sharing rooms while traveling. Like, it was just a different sort of thing. And I remember Ken Rosewall. We played this was probably like 1998. We played an EXO before they played something, and we were at Ocean Reef in the Keys in Florida. And I remember him sitting with us. It was like 4 knuckleheads in high school. Chris Martin was one. I want to say Marty was there. And he just sat with us for like 30 minutes and was just telling us like old stories.
That's awesome.
And then I was like, he's like, what's going on with you? And he was like, oh, my back's kind of hurting and, you know, whatever. And he goes, what did he say? He said, if you got to wear more worn-in shoes. Helps your back. I don't know if that's true, but it was like an uber, like old school tale. And then the year that I got into the Hall of Fame in 2017, I hadn't spent hardly any time with Mr. Laver. And at 3 or 4 events, he was showing up at Hall of Fame events. And oh my God, like that man is maybe the most humble champion that's ever lived. Unbelievable. They need to name every stadium after him, not just the one in Australia.
When you're with somebody like that, right, that comes from a different technological generation of the sport, and you know, and you are, you know, you're dropping these bomb serves and everything. What is like the strategic conversation about tennis like?
It's just different. So like the skills, like I have this thing. The biggest example is like, oh well, could so and so play, you know, now? Are they better with wood? Yeah, sure. Some people would be better, some people would be worse. But also the greats would figure it out. Like Andre came in and he was using Pro Blend, which if you don't know what Pro Blend is, 1, congratulations. 2, because Mike has no idea what Pro Blend is.
It's a string?
No, it's this.
What does Andre calls a cheat string?
It's literally the worst string that's ever been made. And the point was, so like when we're training and string costs money, but you're breaking strings every day, that's like, you know, $20 a pop, $25 a pop. You add in stringing costs on top of that, it's like you're 14, 15, 16. Like that's a lot of money as Pro Blend was literally like cat wire. Like there was metal fucking wire in the middle of this like Kevlar blend. And then because you normally break the main strings and not the cross strings, right? So you would put it in the mains and put something that wasn't the worst ever in the cross, but it like killed your arm. So point being, the only reason I give context for Pro Blend was Andre got to 3 in the world in 1988 using Pro Blend. And then you fast forward to 2005 when he was 2003, he was number 1 in the world and he had switched to Luxilon. And was like using the new tool and still, you know, we're talking about a generation difference, you know, metal rackets, you're in the first, you know, 15 years of them or 10 years of them. And then, you know, the greats would figure it out. The only thing that shouldn't be the focus of the conversation, whether Rafa could play with a wood racket, he would have figured it out. He can just figure it out. Like, have you seen his golf swing? Mm-hmm. Not the best looking golf swing I've ever seen. And he's like a +2. Right? He would absolutely just figure it out. The only thing that is the ignored conversation is, can someone who's 5'8" or 5'9" be an all-time great from this moment forward?
Interesting.
I think that's the point where you get left
Which
behind.
Laver? We were talking about Laver, right?
Laver,
which Laver was,
and Rosewall, and
Rosewall too.
This is before people like Stan Smith even came in and was 6'4" and whatever else. But like that's the conversation, right? Do you have to be 6'2", 6'3", or do you have to have a body like Carlos Alcaraz, who's the fastest man alive? And that's the offset. I don't think it's the equipment as much as it is just the physicality.